Hello, welcome to Assay TV. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Jose Vizquerra, who is the President, CEO and Director of OIII Mining. OIII Mining is a reasonably new company, founded last year, and they are looking to become one of Canada's leading exploration companies. So Jose, delighted to see you here today. Just to start things off, if you could give us a little bit of an intro to the company, how it came to be founded, and what are your growth plans?
Hi, Leo. How are you doing? So OIII is really a development and exploration company. We were formed last year as a spin-out from Osisko Mining. And the way it was formed was really interesting. In 2014, there was a company called OIII Mining for whom I was serving as CEO. Our chairman was John Bursinski. And together as a team, we decided that we were going to use OIII as a platform to recreate Osisko Mining. Remember, Osisko Mining was created in 2003, subsequently sold to Agnico and Yamana because of a hostile takeover done by Goldcorp. And of course, a royalty company was formed. From that royalty company, they brought all the investments they had, including an investment they had in OIII Mining. So with that in mind, we decided to use OIII as a platform to recreate the mining platform. And we did that by the end of 2014. In 2015 and subsequently in 2016, we bought different projects. The first thing we did was very interesting. We actually bought, we did a merger of 4 companies. At the time, I think it was Ryan Gold, Eagle Hill, Corona, and ourselves. And then we did a couple of private placements there. In any case, the company was formed. We subsequently bought Nio Gold, Northern Gold, and Bowfield. And then we brought the Virginia team into Osisko Mining. Earlier in June 2016, we changed the name from OIII to Osisko Mining, and Osisko Mining was created. But in 2016, after a couple of years of work, being very systematic in our drilling and very focused on doing the exploration work, we end up having a lot of success at Windfall. So some of those assets end up being pretty much orphaned, where we didn't pay attention to them, although we knew they were great assets. And we decided that within Osisko, we were not getting value. So we decided to spin them out and launch a company which now is OIII, which stands for the 3rd iteration of Osisko. First time that someone who is not a founder of Osisko Mining is managing one of the sister companies. That for me is certainly a very big honor, being related to the Osisko Group, which has been extremely successful.
So tell us a little bit about some of the key projects that you're working on. What are the highlights of your portfolio?
Well, when OIII Mining was created, one of our main projects was Marban, that we bought it from Nio Gold. And subsequently, what we did is we did something very similar to what we did at Osisko initially. We bought Alexandria Minerals, we bought another company called Hericana, and then another company called East Cadillac. And that was the beginning of OIII Mining, which was the consolidation of 2/3 of very prolific ground in Val D'Or. Now, linking to our projects are divided in 3 main buckets. Development, which is our Malartic property, where we have our Marban deposit on which we are working on a PEA. And then the exploration area towards the northwest of that area. The second bucket is Alpha, where we have 4 different sectors where we are working on. And the third bucket is earlier stage exploration, which is East Cadillac. So in summary, what we have is development, increase of resources, and then an earlier stage or advanced exploration, if you want to call it, in the case of East Cadillac. And that's what we are now working on. We recently raised some money. We raised around $35 million on a bought deal. The company is very well financed. and we will be doing a pretty extensive program of 150,000 meters of drilling in these 3 buckets again.
So how many ounces and things do you have in your resources?
We have a
what sort of
total
grades are we talking?
5.2 million ounces, from which 3.2 million ounces are in Quebec in these 3 deposits. We have another deposit called Garrison, where we have another 2 million ounces, and Garrison is located in Ontario.
And you said you're working on the Marban PEA, so more drilling coming up there over the next few months?
That is a luxury that we have. Marban does not need more drilling. The PEA is ready to go. We are accelerating the PEA. We're working with Osisko, which is a very reputable engineering firm working with us. The beauty of Marban, again, is the possibility of accelerating the project. In Marban, we have 2/3 of the resources already in measured and indicated category, which is the highest category you can ask for in terms of resources. Very little is on the inferred category.
Excellent. But drilling plans coming up, what have you got in the pipeline?
So northwest from Marban, which is part of this Malartic property, the first bucket, there is a lot of areas with potential to be drilled. And these areas are mostly areas where old mines operated. The importance of this area is the fact that Marban is really located between 2 very important mines. The first one being the Camflo mine to the northwest. And the Camflo mine was a very unique mine because, first of all, it was the first mine that Barrick Gold had when they changed the name from Barrick Petroleum to Barrick Gold. So being south from the largest mining company in the world, first mine, is certainly something very unique. And to the southeast, we have the Kina deposit from Wesdome that they recently announced their PA with very good results. So that's where Marban is. So northwest from Marban, so to the northwest from Camflo, there is a high-grade Malartic mine, where we believe there is still a chance to do more systematic exploration, understand the system better, and come up with more ounces that eventually will feed into the current Marban deposit longer in the life mine of the mine.
Fantastic. And have your operations been affected by COVID? And are there anything you're doing to mitigate the problems?
Well, first thing I would say is that COVID is an unfortunate situation that the world in general is living. It's not choosing industries, it's not choosing anyone, it's not choosing people, it's just hitting everyone in a very bad way. When we learned more about COVID, we took measures immediately, even before the Quebec government decided to shut down different operations. So we were already on track with everyone working remotely. Whomever needed to go to the office were working at social distance. We were already taking temperature for those ones that were inevitable to go to work to do some logging of core. We did stop when the government of Quebec announced the state of emergency. 2 weeks ago, the government of Quebec, or a little bit more, the government of Quebec announced that we could reopen. And we are mobilizing now our first drill rig. So have we been affected? Yes, we were affected. Were we affected in a very big way? We really were not. And the reason is because usually where we operate, when you move from winter to the next season, you have to wait until the ground is actually, it's not frozen anymore. And that usually takes until this time in the year. So we were affected for a couple of weeks, not as much, but it's very much of a concern for us to have all our employees working safe and making sure that everyone is healthy, because that's the most important thing these days.
Absolutely. And what are your long-term goals for the company? How many more acquisitions on the way?
Our long-term goal and our strategic goal is to be in production. We want to be in production in the next 6 years. As part of this, once again, we have these 3 buckets where we work. Marban moving towards a PEA with exploration towards the northwest. We have Alpha, where we are growing resources. But in the case of Alpha, on the north of Alpha, we have done an option agreement with QMX, which is another exploration company that had a mill. And we have now the opportunity to buy that mill for $5 million in the next 6 years if we decide to do so. So that shows our clear path to production. And our third bucket again is East Cadillac with advanced exploration, but certainly not with a lot of resources. No? So yeah, our clear mandate and what we want to be is an intermediate gold producer in Val D'Or, in the same area where our founders started Osisko 10 years ago or so, and where we believe we can restart this.
So you have a lot of familiarity with a world-class gold district.
Yeah, this is certainly a world-class district. Having 2/3 of a very prolific area in the Abitibi is it's a big responsibility, because we have to drill it well. We have to drill it in a very systematic way, but it's a real privilege. And you know, Val D'Or is a phenomenal place to be for many reasons. Being one, infrastructure. There is railroads, there is roads, there is energy, there is power, and there is talent. There is a lot of talent in professionals that actually lives in Val D'Or. And Val D'Or is a very unique place where people can actually go back from the mines or the exploration projects to their home. And that makes Val D'Or a very unique place from a mining standpoint of view, and from a place where we feel very proud to work on.
Excellent. Well, that's been a very interesting snapshot into the company. Good luck with all your plans as you progress all these your different buckets, and great for you to be able to join us here today. So thanks for that, Jose.
Leo, thank you for your time. It's been a real privilege to show you a little bit more of what OIII mining is. OIII mining is OIII in the Toronto Stock Exchange venture. Thank you.
Thank you.